Hello, this is Derek Hemingway with the University of South Florida's College of Education. I'm standing in front of the Florida State University Student Union where on April 17th, a lone gunman shot and killed 2 individuals and wounded 5 others. This video will show a little bit more about the events and the effects of that day. Phoenix Eichner was a 20-year-old Florida State University student. Around noon on the 17th, he pulled up in an orange Hummer near the Union and he began shooting. Although he was quickly apprehended, several locations on campus were evacuated due to security needs, and the campus remained on lockdown for over 3 hours with students and faculty sheltering in place. This is another one of the buildings where students were holed up in for several hours, students, faculty, and I believe it was evacuated at one point when it was believed that the shooter might have been nearby. My daughter, Alima Hemingway, who is a current Florida State University student, was on campus in class at the time.
Somebody in my class said hey, I just got a reminder, or I just got a notification about there's this, active school shooting. I kind of took charge a little bit just to see where all the doors are, how can we protect ourselves, turn off the lights, make sure nobody's here, because at the moment we didn't know where he was located. We barricaded all the doors. There was one leading directly to the outside, which was the one we were trying to make sure was there, but all we had were desks. So we tried to barricade everything, and I told everyone to try and get corners and be quiet until we hear any more updates. And then after we heard about all the other stuff, it was kind of just we were waiting for the police to come to say they had a safe word and everything, and we were just waiting for them to come. And I kind of was it didn't hit me until afterwards when I was walking back. My friend also was near me, and we were able to get in her car to leave.
Cops out here, all in the place.
When we were far away enough from campus, me and my friends went to go get food because we didn't use the restroom or anything for 3 hours. So we finally processed what happened and listened to each one of us where we were and kind of what was happening and stuff. So I didn't really again process it until afterwards.
My son, Zach Hemingway, who is a local high school student, was the first to see Alima's family text informing us about the shooter and was the first to respond. Here he shares his experience at his high school during the school's lockdown.
And then after it was a shooter, and then they made an announcement the principal made an announcement and saying that it was just school's going to be on lockdown because they couldn't they had to, I think it was by law or something, they had to lock it down, or I don't know. And then afterwards, I just kept on going to 6th period, and then they ended the lockdown right once we had open school. I don't think anything's going to happen on Lincoln because they kind of only said it was FSU, and I don't think the shooters would, or if there was another shooter or something, would have something happen at the same time, or I don't think the coincidence would happen at the same time. I don't know. So I think after I knew, I wasn't really scared, we weren't worried anymore because we knew it was over.
"12 days after the shooting on April 28th, I visited the campus just as a ceremony to reopen the Union was ending, and my presence did not go unnoticed. I stopped filming at this point to explain to the police officer what I was doing. I walked the campus and looked at the memorials. The atmosphere was restrained but hopeful. I went back to the campus this past Saturday, the 3rd, to do some additional filming. This is the Rovetta Business Building. This is another one of the buildings that students and faculty were holed up in for several hours. There was a lot of information on social media at the time, since it was one of the only sources to get moment-by-moment status on things. And there was a lot of rumors and things on social media that were multiple shooters, multiple victims, and so on. So a lot of people really didn't know what was going on during those several hours that they were, secluded and isolated in these areas. Although I have my tripod in the backpack that you see me wearing, I decided to do only handheld footage and shots to allay anyone's security concerns. I had also had potential interview candidates decide they did not want to be interviewed after all, and I was trying to be respectful of how everyone might be feeling at this time. I'm on the campus today. It's a couple weeks after the shooting occurred, and it's fairly peaceful today. It's a Saturday, and there's a graduation-related function that just got out, but you can see people are milling around, and it's kind of like any other ordinary weekend with some activities here. Things are kind of beginning to return back to normal, perhaps. For Dr. Hatten's digital video class at the University of South Florida, this is Derek Hemingway.